be studying, let's see, writing or speaking? What did you prepare? Or everything?
Writing.
Writing, yeah? That's
Yeah.
the writing. Let me see. So you have done something like a test here? What is it like? What is this? Listening or reading?
Both.
This is reading, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Let me check. Forgot to share with you the screen. So yeah, the 60 minutes, that is reading, yeah?
Yes.
And we need to do this regularly. So you've done it. This is your second test or third?
Yes.
Second or third?
I've taken 3 tests, but I received only 2, include this.
You mean, yeah, I remember the IELTS one we got like the problem there, yeah?
Yes.
Well, just a moment. Let me get something. Just a quick thing. Did you analyze this, by the way?
Yes.
So you looked at the review, right?
Yeah.
This is much better than last time, right? Already third time, much better. So we need to keep doing it. If you do like 100 times different tests, it's an easy 8, right? Listening and reading is easy when you practice many, many times. Right now you've done it 3 times. Your goal is 100. Just so like the sooner you get to 100, the sooner you'll get your 8 for both of these skills. Very simple, right?
Yeah.
There's no, well, let's talk about this a little bit. What questions do you have about reading in general?
In general, I can't done the I can't finish that test. Like, there are 3 sections.
Is it 3 or 4? 3?
Yeah,
4.
3.
Okay. I thought it was 4. Maybe 3. Okay. So
And I only can do 2 sections.
okay. But did you put the answers like randomly there
Yes.
at the end, right? You still picked?
Yeah.
So you didn't skip a single question, right?
No.
Okay. Well, that's the most important thing, and to answer everything. But yeah, so that's why you need to do it 100 times. Like right now, you don't know how to spend your time, and I cannot tell you much because it's really easy. You just need to do it many, many times. Like there's no trick, there's no real tip there, you know? You just need to do it many times. And you don't need me for this. You don't need any training for this. You just need to do it and learn. And most importantly, review, you know, because the review is to learn new vocabulary, right?
Yes.
Have you learned anything new while reviewing?
New word.
Yeah, like a lot or not?
Not much.
You don't actually have to write it out, right? You don't need to write it in a like in a book. You can just look them up in a dictionary and try to understand it. That's already enough. To simplify, to speed up the review, every word you don't know, just have a dictionary nearby. So it's easy and quick for you to access a dictionary. English, right? No Japanese. Only use Japanese maybe like 1 out of 100 times or something, very rarely, yeah? You need English to English explanations for all words. And you should also make, like the only thing you write out is the things you want to discuss with me. Like you don't know what that means or why it's like that. So you take a screenshot or write it out and then we discuss. Do you have anything like that now?
No.
All right. You've got this here too, yeah? Did anyone interrupt you during 60 minutes? Any distractions?
No.
No, yeah? That's good.
But I couldn't focus on reading because I can understand everything. So
It just means you need 100 times.
Yeah.
Because like any tutor you have, like English tutor, they're good for writing and speaking. But for reading, it's just your personal time. Like you need to spend more and be interested in that. Like have a quiet time, focused time, no rush. Yeah, enjoy this. Try to make it enjoyable for yourself somehow. And enjoy it, learning all of the new words, understand the text, and especially during the review, right? You can spend as much time as you need to review, understand everything carefully, understand why the answers are like that. Yeah, read all the explanations for each wrong answer. You've done that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. Just keep doing that. So we have the same schedule, right? When do we do reading and listening in the week? Like you need to set it in a schedule so it's always the same time every week. And if you skip it, you tell me and you set it at another day, like or on another day you move it specifically. But normally it's just same day every week, same time that day every week. When is it?
I forgot.
Let's do it now. Let's edit. Let's think. And when do you think it's convenient for you to do this? Better to do it in the morning, of course. Like early in the morning, you'll have breakfast or whatever, wake up, yeah? And then the first difficult thing you do is this test in that day, yeah? Like that, would it work for you?
Yes.
You can do some exercise in the morning too, it helps. Well, yeah, so we have which day, which time? Do you want to do them together? I think you should do them together, reading, listening, right? Because in the real test, they go together.
Yeah. I said that I said it. I set the
Yeah.
schedule
So when is it?
on Thursday at 6 p.m.
Do you still want to do it like this? Or do you want to move it to the morning while you have no school?
Still doing like this.
Keep it like this, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And in the real test, you have reading and listening together, so you don't split them, yeah? Because it's difficult to do them one by one. So you need to prepare yourself for that, yeah? You shouldn't split like other students do it. They do like one day listening, another day reading, do them together. And even the best thing to do is to also add writing to that. Because in the real test, you also do writing in the same, like what, 3 hours? You have writing, reading, listening all together. So it's a lot of pressure and you will be very tired. So if you start doing that now, you will get ready for the test. This is very important. So if you can, do you think you can do like from 5 p.m. until 7:30? What is it, 2.5 hours? Can you do writing, listening, reading, all three? To prepare yourself.
So,
You can pick another day, maybe another day, another time. The easiest time for you right now, is it still 5 to 7 p.m., 5 to 7:30 p.m. on Thursday?
no.
Let's pick another time. Let's try to do all three together. You think you can do it?
Yes.
Like in a real test, yeah? That would be the best.
On
Better in the morning, if possible.
on Saturday
What time?
at 10.
So can you like remove the other writing and the other like listening and reading and put them all together in the schedule now?
Yes.
And also set a reminder one day ahead, so it reminds you one day before that, yeah? So you don't forget that you need to wake up early to do this. So it's 2.5 hours of doing tests, all three skills, right? Still doing?
Yeah,
Still
I
doing? Yeah.
I finished.
With a reminder one day ahead, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. And now you have this every week. This is very important to do it. If you decide to skip it for any reason, you need to let me know in WhatsApp and pick another time. Not like skip completely, just move it to another time. Better not. Yeah, like a real lesson too. And then you have time to review. Writing we'll do together. Well, you can do it on your own too if you have time. You can do that. But that we'll do together. And listening and reading, when do you review again?
On Tuesday
At
at no, on Wednesday at 10.
Okay, so you review at least 30 minutes, better 1 hour. You don't need to write anything, just look and understand. Yeah, cover as much vocabulary as possible in that time. Well, that's it. And additionally, if you have extra time, I recommend doing at least that writing maybe one more time, 1 extra hour. Do you want that, or is it too much?
I can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, which time? Let's set every week also, so we have a little bit extra writing.
On Sunday.
Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, at 9.
Yeah, that's great. So that way we have a lot of writing and guaranteed speaking, reading and listening. And also, well, if you do have time, you can do again more reading and listening also maybe on Sunday after writing, but that's less important than just writing. Writing itself is very difficult, so it needs to be done more often. Yeah. Well, okay. What else? Let's. Let's continue. Let me see. We have the writing here. You didn't get any extra time, right?
No.
Okay, and this was your first time writing. Very good. So these are types of charity, yeah? There's one thing that is missing here. So you have all of the kinds of charity, yeah? And what else is missing? I mean, not what else is missing, but what is missing? Not what else, but what is missing?
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands.
Thousands.
Thousands of dollars, yeah? How do we put it here into the writing?
After 2014,
How?
put in dollars, in thousands of dollars.
Yeah, in thousands of dollars. You can also do it like this here, maybe in thousands of dollars. This way. Do you understand why we put it like this in brackets here?
Just after donated.
Why after donated?
It's relevant.
Good, relevant. Well done. It's relevant here because donated is related to money. So specifically to 600, which are. Do we need are or were? I think are is fine. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Now overall, while the company gave most money to social welfare through one period, gave most money to social welfare, right? Yeah. For the period. One charity's donation. Very good word here, donation. Yeah. Is it in the task? Oh, yeah, we have donations here. Throughout period. One charity's donation, which is healths, decreased over the period. Interesting. One charity is donation. I'm not sure if we need an apostrophe S here, donation, which is health. Okay. Still looks good, yeah. One charity's donation decreased over the period. All right. Health. I don't understand what you mean here. So health decreased over the period?
No, it's not health, but it's environment.
Okay. Such a big important thing. And let's see. Which is environment, yeah? Well, okay, I guess we could keep it environments, which is environments. What else can we say here? What do you think is missing? It is. I think arts is good to say that it's like the least donated to, yeah? And here you could say a social welfare got donated to, like, was it 2 times or 3 times more? 5, 17, 7, 24, yeah? So it seems like almost like 3 times, okay, many times more, yeah, in some of them. What else can we write in the overview? What do you think? Most money to social welfare. And better to put throughout the period in here. Overall, throughout the period, while the company gave most money to social welfare, and also, how can we paraphrase give? Let's say, all right, let's start with donate. What can we use here?
Contribute.
Contribute or
Grant.
granted, contributed, granted, provided is also good. Awarded, not that great. Here we see weak matches. They are usually idioms, idiomatic language here. Like feed the,
Kitty.
so that's like obviously idiomatic. Okay, so that is one way to do it, and we can also check out give. Committed is okay with money. The rest is probably not the best. Yeah, okay. So just focus on this then. Let's pick a few here. What can we say?
Provide. Grant.
Provided, granted,
Contributed.
committed, yeah, contributed, and so the most money to social welfare, and what? The
and
least?
least money to arts.
Money, how can we paraphrase money?
Coins.
Not possible. This is a good word here,
Fund.
but better to say funds, like that. Funds. Payment, does it fit here?
No.
No. We can call it dough. You know what the meaning of dough is?
Yes.
In cooking and baking, yeah? Yeah, funds. This is a good word. Most of it, yeah, doesn't really fit. Well, funds is a good one. Let's try to check funds. Cash, is it good here?
No.
Not good. Budget, but budget is hard to use. We cannot say like provided with a budget. Well, okay, provided with a budget of $5,000. Can you try?
Provided the budget
With,
of
provided with,
provided the
provided with
provided with budget of
the budget of, again,
provided with the budget of 1,000.
yeah. You can use finance as a verb, financed. That's it. Oh, whoops, did I? Yeah. All right, so what do you remember?
Provided with the budget of
All right, with the budget of, but here we don't have a specific number, right? So provided, most budget, okay, let's make it like this. Most budget was provided, yeah, to, yeah? Then what else can we say? Well, you can also say granted, contributed, but apart from budget, what else? Funds, yeah?
funds.
Funds. Anything else? Assets is interesting, but not really relevant here. Most finance, yeah. Okay. And also most, how do we say most in other words? The most.
Big majority.
The big majority, okay. Just majority. Provided majority of money. Majority of, what else? You could say the,
Highest.
or
Largest.
largest what?
Money.
Amount.
No.
Yeah, the majority of the funds, majority of the funds, or the highest amount of money, the highest amount of, largest amount of. What is this here?
Lion's share. Lions share.
Lions
Lions.
share. Do you know the meaning?
No.
You can guess.
Lion.
Huh? What is the meaning?
Most.
Oh, so also the largest amount. Lions share, because lions need a lot, yeah? Compare like mouses share and lions share. Shares like a part, like an amount. Share, an amount. So, biggest. It's an idiom. This is great for speaking, like part 3 or something. Like the lion's share of students these days tend to spend their time on the phones, for example, yeah? So instead of saying most people, you say the lion's share, or not just people, anything, a lion's share of something. Actually, maybe with people, not the best. Better to maybe use it with something like not people, like money or food or something. Okay, so this is how we think, right? We try to paraphrase as much as we can. I like this while. This is very good. I like this illustrated in. Good job. I like this which are. This is good. So we are curious about when it's overall. We are curious about what the biggest numbers and the
Smallest number.
yeah highest numbers, lowest numbers, and something unusual like you've noticed. For example, environment went down, kind of, but it's not exactly not just down, right? It like went down and up, but in the end it went down. But okay, that's the most unique one, right? Because no one else went down in general compared to the first year. Decreased. What else do we have here? Anything else interesting happening? What else should we talk about?
Mm.
In the overview, well, I think it's already good enough. Yeah, we already have biggest, lowest, and something interesting. That's very good already. Well done. Because we can't really use numbers, it's hard to say, but maybe you could say like the majority of like social welfare was so high that it was like 2 or 3 times of the rest of the, usually like 3 to 4 times of the rest of the donations, right? So something like 3, 4 times, maybe you could say, but it's not that important. We just say the majority of the money was donated to social welfare. Okay. Now, what? You didn't finish?
No.
You didn't have the time. Did you start with task 2?
When 40 minutes left, I started.
Were left.
Were left. I started task 3.
What? I don't understand. You spent 40 minutes to write all of this?
No, 20 minutes.
You mean you started task 1?
Yes.
You mean you started with task 2?
No, I started with task 1 and 20 minutes. I spent task 1 for 20 minutes.
I spent 20 minutes on.
I spent 20 minutes on task 1.
Okay, so normal, yeah? The normal amount? Good. But somehow there's very little. Okay, so let's do it like this. Next time when you write the overview, just keep it super simple. Just like one thing, okay? You could just say, all right, overall social welfare was the highest. That's it, done. Because overview is important, but it's not that important to skip everything else. It's way more important to have the structure. First of all, get the 3 paragraphs, please. Even like, I don't know, 2 sentences per paragraph, that's must. So maybe you can even, you could just say overall, there have been significant changes. That's it. Again?
Overall, there have been significant changes.
Or okay, let's say that.
Throughout the period.
There have been significant changes. Or have been, or you could just say there were, or maybe even like this, you could say overall significant changes. What were?
Appeared.
Huh?
Happened.
Overall significant changes happened throughout the period, yeah? Can you write it down now in your book? So this is gonna save you time. If you write with the computer, you can just write that, and then later you can replace it if you have time, add more, yeah? But because you are having so many problems with the structure, then we need to do this. Also, for this, don't paraphrase too much. This is already good enough, done. And a few things like kinds or whatever, keep it almost the same. So just not to waste time, only paraphrase something that is like super quick. You know for sure it's quick, like 2 words, done, it's fine. Because yeah, they don't care that much about paraphrase, because this is 3, done 3, right? Like this. It's basically complete fail, yeah? And if you skip it, like if you don't really paraphrase much, if your overview is a little bit too simple, it still could be a 5, maybe even a 6, you know? Still could be a high band. But like this cannot. Word count, remember, so important. -2 bands for below 150. Okay, like if it's like a little bit below 1 band, but this is like 2. So that's like no point in writing even, because like too low, you can't get a high score. So then, right, we have most companies, donations, which were social welfares. What is this?
Minus.
What is that? Minus? What does that mean?
By $5,000 of dollars.
But why minus? Decrease, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we can do this. And we don't need of. And you have companies, donations. Are there many companies or one?
Charities. Not
Yep.
companies, but charities.
Okay. Okay. Most charities, donations, social welfares were were declined by the company. What does that mean? It has a different meaning.
Decreased.
But decreased by the company?
Decreased.
Just decreased. We don't need were even like this. Yeah, just declined or decreased. No, by the company. And what does this mean? Like $5,000. When is that? You mean this declined?
That changes. What? Minus 5.
So then declined by $5,000
2
2 and
and
3.
$1,000.
Yeah. Well, at least like this. Most charities, donations, which were social welfare, education, environments, and we don't need this anymore. But you could say maybe like this instead of this. You could say instead of you could start it at like which started at what?
23.
$23,000. And then you have education, then you can just change it to that, yeah? Was that like 7 or something, yeah? And so on. Well, yeah, so you can indicate what they started with, much better that like this. Declined by $2, $5, and $3,000 respectively, yeah? So how should we like separate the paragraphs here?
From 2012 to 2013 and 2014.
You mean 12 to 13 is the first paragraph, and the second paragraph is 13.
14.
13 to 14. Yeah?
Yes.
Or only 14?
I thought only 14, but I realized that it's better to 13 to 14
It's better to use
to use.
or do. But I realize now.
Realize now.
Realize.
Realize.
Realize, realize, realize.
Realize, realize, realize.
Too slow, faster. Realize, realize, realize.
Realize, realize, realize.
Yeah. You need to speak faster. For IELTS speaking. Okay, what do we have? Yeah, okay, like that. What else? Well, maybe this is already the best. You can also combine them in another way. Do you see it? So like each paragraph will be 12 to 14, but what is going to be the difference?
By charities,
But how? Which ones are going to be in the first and which one's going to be in the second?
social welfare, education, and environment.
Why?
Because they are in left hand corner.
In the
In the left hand.
They're not really in the corner. They're kind of like in the center. They're on the left, you could say. They're top
Okay.
3.
The top 3, yeah.
But no, that's not what I'm thinking about. Why would you group them together? The first top 3. The first 3.
They all dipped ones.
Very good English. Dipped. Yeah, they all dipped once. Or they had similar changes, right? They had similar changes. And the rest, did they also have similar changes?
Yes.
A little similar, yeah, but you can indicate that arts didn't like go up. However, again, you don't need to go so detailed, right? Because the task one is to pick the most important features only, right? So again, highest, lowest, and the biggest
Changes.
What is the biggest change here?
Social welfare was the biggest changes between 2013 to 2014 by
It has the biggest change of what?
of amount of donation.
Okay. Well, something like that, right? Yeah. So you see now, yeah, the biggest change is important. Anything else? Things that's remained the same. Something interesting, right? For example, arts remained the same between 12 and 13. Yeah, you can say
Yeah.
that. That's an interesting thing, maybe. But most importantly, group it well. Learn to group it well. What else? Well, how are you gonna start the paragraph? Paragraph 1 then. If we're gonna separate by the you know, by the, what do they even call them? Types of charity, or by the type of charity, then, yeah. How are you gonna start?
The top 3 charities which received more donation.
Received most donations, or yeah, okay. Top 3, it's clear already. You don't need to say most because it's clear. Top 3, and they fluctuated in, okay, they had similar, what?
Similar changes.
You can also call them benefactors, like instead of charities, types of charity, also benefactor. Or fund is very good, is for money and for charity, so it's like must use here, right? The word fund or funds here, very important. So a charity can be also called contribution. Yeah, that's one of the natural ways. Gift, but it doesn't sound right. The word gift. Okay, but we need data. Yeah, so the top three, which started at this and ended at that. Yeah. Or how are you going to start? Like, give me the structure of the first paragraph.
The top three contributions, which are social welfare, education, and environment, has similar changes.
Actually, that sounds good for the overview, right? That sounds really good for the overview. Okay, yeah, we can add that to the overview. But for the body paragraph, then you don't need to say that anymore. You could just say they started at this, that. Yeah, you need data in every sentence, remember?
Yes.
So started at certain amount, and then they all three declined to this, that amount, and then all of them rose again. Actually, yeah, they rose again, but the funny thing is they all rose in different ways, right? The first one exceeded the first year. You know the word exceed? The verb?
No.
Or exceed, yeah? So the first social welfare exceeded the starting point. Then the education remained same, yeah? Kind of.
Yes.
It looks a little bit bigger, but okay, let's count it as the same. So remained, or it didn't really remain, right? Because it still grew from 2013. So you could say it returned. Go back home. You can use that kind of thinking. So it returned to the
first station. Return to the same
figure.
The same figure in
As
it returned to the same figure
as it was.
it returned to the same figure as
It was in
it was in 2012.
Again. Good.
It returned to the same figure as
As it was, or I guess the same figure of 2012 to shorten, or as it was in.
it returned to the same figure as 2012.
Of, if you want to shorten, not as. Of, or as it was. Try to speak faster.
It returned to the same figure of 2012.
Yeah. Something like this, you can say, or return to the original.
The original.
So the original number, amount, figure. You can even repeat to the original $7,000. Yeah, that were there. Just like, all right, no need to extend, right, like that. And then environment, we have, unlike the other two, you can say it. Okay, so it went up like the other two, but
it went up like the other two, but it
ended the period with,
ended the
ended the period with,
ended the period with lower figure.
figure. Come on. We need articles. Yeah.
A lower figure.
Then it started with.
With
Like this.
a lower figure than it started with.
Full stop?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it. That covers everything. Actually, there's some sort of a problem with my PC right now. Let me check. And while we're doing that, can you analyze this model answer? Again, I'm going to give you the model answer. So no break for you. Is it okay? Or do you need a break?
Yes.
Need a break?
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. If you don't need a break, or if you come back earlier than me, here's a model answer. I want you to analyze it while I'm dealing with my computer. I don't know what's happening there. My computer. Actually, let's put it here. It's kind of easier. But you don't have it. Yeah. Okay. Later.
How did you find it?
Model answer.
Yes.
It's suggested by the by the platform. So you can check this out right now. Yeah. But I've modified it a bit. So it's like to fit what I'm teaching, because what I teach is the best, the better thing than what people do usually. Yeah. So we have this one. You can take a look. Yeah. While I'm dealing with my computer,
Yes.
I'll try to be back as soon as possible. It might take like 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. So you go. You can take a break, and then when you come back, what do you need? Count the words. Look at the structures. Look at the overview. Look at what's happening. How it has been, separated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Just to explain better, so how does that work? Like, so there's some like suggested ways of writing, but I have my own. I have designed my own system of writing that is like much easier to follow. So you have a certain structure in your head, so you don't have to worry, yeah, when you write. And I have created a special kind of AI that will turn everything into this structure, because I've been doing it for so long. I have a big list of instructions for the AI, and the suggested, it's transformed into what it should be, right? And this is what you see here, the output, because it's like using what I'm teaching you, not just like a random model answer, right? So I want you to understand why it's like, or how it works. I want you to understand why it's this thing is here, that thing is there, right? Like that. It might be not perfect, so we'll take a look at it together, yeah? But it should be really good, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, then let's take a break. And yeah, as I said, I'll try to be here in between 5 and 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, see you soon.
See you.
All right, let's continue. Yeah, I just had too many files on my computer, so I had to clean that up. Okay. Now, did you have a chance to take a look at this model answer?
I can't see.
No, I
it.
mean, but you have the document, right?
Ah,
You misunderstood.
yes.
Okay. I put it there for you. So you were looking at it and I stopped? Or not?
No.
Okay.
When I come back.
Came.
When I came back.
In Japanese, is there also like no past tense?
There is past tense.
Past tense, yeah. So
Yeah.
do you use it with verbs too?
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, in Vietnamese, there's also past tense, but most people ignore that. I mean, in English for some reason. I guess because in Vietnamese, it might not be that important. Is it important in Japanese to use past tense when you're talking about the past, or not that important? Like you can skip it sometimes.
It's important.
Okay, then use it in English. Okay. So let's see. So you understand now, right? The best way to split is to just think fast and choose the easiest path for you. Learn how to group them quickly in 2 paragraphs, right? And just keep writing instantly. Think less, write more. Did you spend a lot of time thinking?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's just unnecessary. Thinking is your enemy in writing. Speaking too. Well, again, as I've told you, if you want to get a 7.5 in writing, just do 100 of these and analyze. Like, if you do this without analysis 100 times, that's like a 6, maybe 6.5, yeah? If you do this with analysis, that's your 7.5 or 8, like learning versus not learning, yeah? So what do we have here? Can you see it well?
Yes.
So you can put the overview together with the first sentence or separately, it doesn't matter, right? So what do we see? The bar chart? When?
Compares.
Or compared in the bar chart is, yeah, how much money?
Measured.
Measured in dollars, yeah. Welcome. Donate 6 different types of charity. So as you remember, it's better to include what?
Names of charity.
Yeah, so like include so it's very clear what is happening. Yeah, it's always better to do that. Yeah. And let me see what else. What else do you see here? What else do you like?
Why after money there is comma?
Let me see. After money, where? Because measured in thousands of dollars, it's like integer. It's like you stick it between the sentence, right? It shouldn't be there. Measured in thousands of dollars, it should not be there. So you stick it in, yeah. And that's why it's like this, because you have to like stick it in. It's not about money, it's about this measured in thousands of dollars. Because normally, how much money one company donated, right?
Yes.
But here you have something else. That types of charity or charities. So we can say charity also, kinds of or variations. Okay. Which are or were both fine. So what else do we have here? So here we have one change is that there are two sentences, yeah? In the overview.
Yes.
So is that okay? Or not okay?
It's better to keep one sentence.
Yeah, you can keep it as like one sentence. That's like fine, but two it can be. It's not like a mistake or anything, and it's better because it's faster for you, right? But if, of course, if you have the time, then you should. I mean, you can do this, right? So what do we have? Social welfare consistently received. So you can capitalize. Capitalizing is better. Yeah, that would be best. Consistently, what does that mean? Like all the time. Consistently means non-stop. Received the largest. And here we have, instead of money, very good way to paraphrase.
Share of funding.
Remember, I've told you about share, lines, share something. Yeah, that's great. So you use share of funding, or just funds, the largest funds or share of funding. Very good way to like the perfect way to paraphrase. And wildlife in the arts. Remember the in front of arts. But if you write it with a capital letter, you can forget about the. It's not that important. But if you write it like this, it should be the arts. Well, wildlife were given the
Smallest amounts.
Yeah, so you can talk about the lowest, or you can combine them because they are obviously very close to each other, right? Like, look at that, wildlife and arts. They're very close to each other, right? I mean, like they are very similar to each other in amounts, right? So that's why you can group them. So the smallest, not just arts, but wildlife and arts, yeah? Again, we're talking about the biggest. Yeah, actually, let me copy that and move it closer to us. Okay, so we have the largest share versus
Smallest, yes.
amounts, smallest amounts, yeah? And we don't even need to say the smallest amount of money. Do we need to say of money? Is it better to say it?
No.
It could be better if you're lacking words. Like if there aren't enough words, it'd be better. We can check the number. Here, actually. Yeah, it's quite a lot. So that's already enough. And here, is it optional or important?
Optional.
Yeah, in addition, most, this is very important to learn how to use it, this word.
Categories.
So instead of repeating charities, 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 types of charity, charities, you can say categories.
Category.
Yeah, most categories. And you don't need to say of charity, but you can for word count, yeah. Fell in 2013. So 2013 doesn't count as data. Remember, no data in
Overall
overview.
review.
And like years, they don't count. So you can use years, but better not. Like I still like this part, the first part more. I think it's kind of perfect already. But okay, if you like really want to go above and beyond, you know that? Go above and beyond. What does that mean?
Better than I expected.
You better than you expect. Well, like not expected, just like do your absolute best, right? Like if you want to do more than required, then you add this, right? And fell before rising again. This is such a great structure. You see this? Fell before rising or before something again, yeah? Did something before something. You know this from the, remember from the processes, yeah? Like we have task one processes, something happened before something else. You can also use it in these. So fell before rising. And whereas, can you say that?
Whereas
Health and wildlife increased steadily across the period. And let's see, health and wildlife. So they just increase steadily, yeah? That's how steadily increase. It's normal. When you see normal increase, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like whatever, how many bars you have there, it just, how do we call it?
steadily.
Steady increase.
Steady increase.
Or increased steadily. Yeah?
Steadily.
Increased steadily across or throughout the period, right? So I like this. Increase steadily is a very simple thing, right? When you see something happening normally, you just say increase steadily. Let's write it down, please. Just increase steadily. You could say important to remember or something, circle it out, around it. Just a bit sick, so let's see. So we have increase steadily. That's it. They didn't mention the one that the wealth went down now because it's kind of too minor, and I think that's probably right. Better not to say anything about the environment. Remember, going down.
Yes.
But it's okay. It's not a mistake to include it. It's just a bit too small for overview. How are these two separated?
By categories.
So in donations to social welfare were about 23, far higher than any other category. Yeah, this is optional. But let me think. I would say a few times higher, to be more specific, like 2 times, 3 times higher. Yeah, a few times far or a few times higher than any other category. This figure dropped to roughly what? Can you repeat that?
This figure dropped
to
dropped to 18,000 dollars.
how do we say like about, in other words?
Approximately.
I'm just drinking medicine. Okay, so what else?
I don't know.
Roughly. So we have about, approximately, roughly, yeah? Or you can also say almost. Here we have roughly. Dropped to, I like the word figure. Yeah, try to use it. This figure, and you see that this thing, you see this is good for you for a higher score. What does this mean, this figure? Which figure?
23,000
But for what? Figure for what?
for social welfare.
Right. So instead of repeating like the number of, or like the money for the social welfare charity dropped, yeah, you don't need to repeat that. That's a mistake. Instead, you replace it with
This
something, this figure, or yeah, this number. Can you try it again? Like first sentence and then continue with this figure. Just say it. Talk about social welfare and use this figure. Start with time. Always start with time. When?
in 2012, the donation of social welfare,
Donation to.
the donation to social.
You could say the donation. Okay.
The donation to the social welfare
That or just social welfare?
also okay.
I think we shouldn't use the here either way. Only for the arts, because that's plural.
And the donation to social welfare, which were 20.
You don't need which yet. You just need to finish the first simple part. You're not done with that yet.
In 2012, the donation to social welfare was $23,000.
The donation was.
The donation to social welfare was $23,000.
Or you can say was recorded at.
The donation to social welfare was recorded at $23,000.
Thousand.
This figure dropped to 18,000, dropped to roughly $18,000 in next year.
In next year?
In the next.
Just next year. Oh, better to say the following, not next.
Following years. Year.
In or just following?
Following.
In the following year. Following year. Drop to in the following year. Next year, but in the following, I think. In the following year. Okay, let's check. So we have the nations were about, yeah? The nations, that's why they are using were. But you said the nation, which could be both. But the nation sounds better because it's probably not just one. Not just one donation. It's like many. We don't know, like, if it's one or many, but it's usually many, probably, yeah. And here we have something optional, but what can you say?
a few times higher than any categories.
Any
Other category.
Any means one. Other. Yeah. And so here we have, you can have a simple sentence, right? Or you can extend it like this, right? How can you extend it?
Then.
Comma, then, yeah. Recovered to around 24,000. Why is it recovered?
Because it came back.
Returned. Yeah, you can write it down. Returned, recovered in your book. So we have roughly, about, around. Yeah. But recovered, we need to add the prepositions. So when you write it down in your book, write recovered to, by. Like dropped to, were, just were, but recovered to by some sort of a year. You can also say in 2014, recovered to 24,000 in 2014, but by makes more sense. Then we have education and the environment. Both stood at approximately 8,000. And approximately is another way. Yeah, so we have 4 ways to say around, about, roughly, approximately. Yeah. What is this a paraphrase of?
At.
Just where. So you can write down in your book where equals stood at. Where is the same as stood at. No stood alone with at only. Yeah. What else? Is there something interesting you notice here in this short sentence? Well, so it's not. It doesn't have a connective at the start. Yeah. It's a bit too short. I mean, it's not a complex sentence. It's just a simple sentence. So if you have extra time, you can connect it to
Another sentence.
another sentence, maybe. But here we have still something interesting. What else is interesting about it? That you need to remember.
Use both and.
Because why? Why is it so? Like, imagine if it had no both, and it just had like, yeah, the environment stood out. So why is this much worse? Why is this bad, but the other one is okay? Like, so this is not very good, but the other one is okay. Why?
The other one compared to categories.
Yeah. And yeah, they use the kind of, it's strange. They also have education, but the environment, well, I guess you're right. It sort of like either way is fine. Yeah. But you could say education and environment, or the education and the environment, both way. Yeah. So both is the point is like, you need to notice that. Did you notice that while writing? Maybe not.
No.
For me, it also skipped my mind. Remember when I was explaining this up and down? But now we can see that, right? That they are the same, actually. Yeah. So even though the sentence is short, it doesn't have a connective at the start, it's still great because it compares. Maybe even better to not think of a connective. You don't need a connective in every sentence. So it's actually fun. It's good. Now, here we have while education. You use the structure yourself, right? So while something else happened here, right? Something else. So can you read it for me, please? The last sentence.
While education declined to about 6,000 in 2013 and returned to 8,000 in 2014, environmental donations fell more sharply to around 5,000 before climbing to roughly 7,000.
And why do we choose that? Let's see. So we have, we almost have like 3 paragraphs here, right? Like, feels like almost 3. Because here we just talk about the social welfare. Not much comparison here, but you compare between the years. And then here you have education and environment because they, in that year, were together, same. And then, so we have what? Declined and returned versus
Fell,
and
climbing,
climbing. Yeah, so that's paraphrase for you. What else is the paraphrase of returned? Remember? Just saw it. Another way to say
recover,
yes. Recovered. Because it was 8, yeah? So that's why you can say returned. But can you say returned with 7? So return to 8 is good, but can you say return to 7?
yes,
No, because it didn't start with 7. Yeah, it started with 8. So that's why we cannot say returned here. We have to say
climbing,
climbing, climbed. And climbing is before is because we used before, right? Again, before climbing. Well, you understand as well?
yes,
Please show me how well you learn. You said yes?
no,
No way.
I didn't understand
Didn't understand what.
the meaning
Of what?
of the sentence.
Well, too late now. I need to think before you say yes. Let's go. While
While
education
education fell and fell to 6,000 dollars. Fell about
fell to about
fell to about
declined.
while education fell to about
Declined
declined to about
approximately.
declined to approximately
Around.
about
Around.
around
No, I mean, I'm just giving you options, right? You don't have to restart every time. Yeah, all are okay. Everything is fine. Uh-huh.
around $6,000 and we return to $8,000.
So declined to and returned. Yeah, and is the connective.
Yes.
Uh-huh. We had the structure while something, comma, something else. Yeah.
Comma, the environmental donations
Yeah.
fell to roughly $5,000 and dollars before climbing $7,000 before climbing to
Well done. Okay. Let's check now. What is different? Declined to about, and yes, correct. Returned. You maybe didn't say the years, but it's easy. You will not forget it, so it's okay. In writing, you will not forget it, right? And then environmental donations, I fell. So you said just fell to around, but here we have something special. Yeah.
more sharply
Uh-huh. You could just say sharply or more sharply because why is it more? Why not just sharply?
its comparison
So why not just sharply to 5? Why more sharply? Why do we need more?
to compare with the education
Because 6 and 5. Yeah. Look, here we have 6. Yeah. Because this one dropped to 6, but this one dropped to 5. Yeah.
is
So that's why it's more. It dropped more because 5, like dropping 2 versus dropping 3. Yeah. So 3 is more than 2. That's why we say more sharply, not just sharply. You don't even need sharply, right? You could just say fell more. Yeah. Sharply is just like extra cool. Yeah. But not necessary. But more is a great, is the comparison that you need, like with both. Yeah. And here, for example, in the first sentence, first two sentences, we don't have much comparison, right? Apart from this, here we do have a comparison. Yeah. What is the comparison here? Higher.
higher
Yeah, that's the comparison. The core, the core of the comparison, the most important part of the comparison is higher. Yeah. But what's the problem with that comparison in the body paragraph?
sorry
What is the problem with this comparison, the higher one?
no data
Yeah, so it's not the best, but because the sentence has data already, yeah, $23,000, right? So that's okay, but the comparison itself is like kind of like that's why I added. That's why I added a few times because this is more specific, and you can actually calculate and you can check like is it like 2, 3, or 4 sometimes something like this. From 2 to 4 times you can say something specific, yeah, depending on the thing. And then here, do we have a comparison in this sentence? The next one.
compared with 2013 to 2014
Something like that, yeah. So then recovered. So we have kind of a comparison too. But here's a better one, right? Both and then more before climbing. Did we say $1,000? Did we say $1,000?
no
Do you see dollars anywhere here?
no at first
Yeah, only the first one. Well, let's go. First body paragraph, please.
The donations
In
to
2012.
in 2012, the donations to social welfare were $23,000, which were few times of any other category. And in
No need and.
category, this figure dropped roughly to 17.
Dropped roughly to or too roughly?
Drop
What does roughly modify? Does it modify to or does it modify the number?
number to roughly 18,000 flowing year.
In the
Following year.
Or you could just say 2013, but okay, following year makes sense. It's easy, right? Like, think about the reader, right? The reader reads your writing. Is saying the following year more confusing than 2013?
No.
Not much. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah. But if it's not easy and you think, oh, the reader who's reading my writing first time, will he be confused a bit? If yes, maybe no, don't write it. Yeah.
Then in 2014, the number recovered to about 24,000. The educational and environmental donations both were about 8,000 in 20.
Around approximately, yeah. You can use other words as well. Yeah.
In 2012.
Okay.
While education dropped to around $6,000, and we returned to 8,000. Environmental donation declined.
Donations declined, yeah.
Nations declined more sharply to 5,000 and 5,000 before climbing to roughly 7,000.
Well done. That was perfect. Yeah. So that's how we write. But Quingyang, remember, you have this structure in your head now, yeah? So these structures are in your head right now. Can you use the same paragraph, but with another task one. Like replace the categories and data, but use the same sentences, the same structure. Can you?
No.
Well, if it is a similar type, like, dynamic chart with years, yes, you can. So you can just remember this structure. It's in your head now, and you can put it on paper after the lesson so you don't forget it. And you just reuse it as soon as you see somewhere where you can use it, which is most charts actually. Maybe the processes you cannot, maybe. But maybe even in the processes, you can use some parts of this. Yeah. So you take this and you just reuse it. The examiners will never know because you're not going to write more than one ever. You're never going to, like, they're not going to see more than one from you ever. Even if you retake the test, they don't compare it to the previous test ever, right? So it doesn't matter. So you just remember this and reuse it. What can you reuse here? Like, I like this comma, then recovered, for example. Before climbing, this while structure at the end looks really good. Something about both is great. Something far higher or something quite like just a bit higher than everything else. You can change it a bit, right? You have, what is it? Roughly, approximately, about, around, returned, recovered. Yeah. So many cool things. The word figure. You don't repeat the thousands of dollars like all students in Vietnam. They repeat thousands of dollars, right? You don't have to. It can be different. Use years correctly. Yeah. So if you just remember this, you can adjust it to another task one. So what are we going to do? What do you think the homework is to? Write it down right after the lesson ends from memory. Don't look at it. Try to create a structure for yourself that you can reuse. And then when you actually get into the real test, you remember the structure, you just write.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the other paragraph. Maybe we can also reuse it. Let's see if it's good. So health funding, rose. Flower, yeah? So rose up, or no, we don't say up. We could say up, but better no phrasal verbs, so just rose or increased. Well, okay, went up, a little less great than these, but rose is great. From, again, we have, so here, this is a new paragraph, so you can restart the usage of everything, yeah? So you can reuse about again and everything from this to that. And this is one of my favorite structures, where it's just comma,
Researching.
ing, comma, ing. My favorite way to extend sentences in task 2, task 1, speaking. Yeah, easy. So you can say, how can you replace it with simple words? Instead of reaching, we could say simple connective. And reached. Yeah. So and is basic, comma, reaching is more advanced. Yeah. To rose, to from this to that, and reached that in another year. But reaching sounds better. So we reuse approximately. But here we have another fun thing, yeah? So that's why I like this structure, is because you can reuse it even more within the same sentence. Yeah? Reaching something and making, so instead of saying and reached, and it made it, instead of and it made it, just making it, the second largest recipient. Have a hyphen here, it's not that important. Don't worry about the hyphen. You can skip it. Recipient is, what is recipient? What is the verb that comes from recipient?
Receive.
Yeah. The recipient is someone who receives it. I didn't actually even think of that while we were trying to paraphrase. Yeah, Charity. But this is a great way to paraphrase. Just a paraphrase, good paraphrase. Recipient. And instead of repeating final, Instead of repeating the year, you just say final year, the final year. But now let's look at the graph. Second largest, that is health, yeah? Is it second largest? The number?
Yes, it is.
Correct? No? Second largest. Something we need to notice. But the difference is still big, yeah? How many times?
More than 2 times.
2.5, yeah, what is it, like 24? And that is 9, 18, like 6, not 2/3, yeah, 2.7 times, yeah? But we usually don't write that, so almost 3 times, you can say, yeah, approximately, roughly 3 times. I like that 3 times things. Okay. Wildlife also increased. Remember, we used, what do we use for normal increase again? Remember?
Steadily.
Steadily, and the paraphrase of that is
Gradually.
gradually. Yeah, because you want to use it a lot. It's very common. Yeah, just an increase. There's so many times in IELTS you will see just something rising. Yeah, nothing is happening, no fluctuation, no going up and down or like peaking and dropping, just increasing. Yeah, so that is steadily or gradually. Yeah, rising, increasing, best words for that. So increase gradually. Here, you see, we have rose from, no comma. Here we have gradually, comma, from.
Yes.
What's the difference? Between the first one, no comma, and here we have comma. Why? Do you know what I'm talking?
I don't know why.
You don't know why? Look at what is the difference between them?
Whether there is adverbs
An adverb, yeah.
and
Increase gradually, comma, yeah, because it changes the type of the sentence. It makes it finished. So the adverbs make your thoughts and sentences
finish.
finished,
Finished.
complete. You know, complete?
Yes.
Like an adjective. It makes them complete. So when you speak or when you write, and when you want to write better, sound smarter, do you want to sound smarter? Cleverer?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you need to use adverbs. That sounds natural. Yeah? Like this. Not always, but periodically. That's why it is a comma here, because the thought is finished here. You don't really need to say anything else, but we have a specification. We have to have data. So yeah, from round 3 to 5. The nations to the arts were, here's another word.
Comparatively.
Comparatively. Can you say it 3 times really fast? Comparatively, comparatively, comparatively.
Comparatively, comparatively, comparatively.
Too slow. Comparatively, comparatively, comparatively.
Comparatively, comparatively, comparatively.
The last one messed up. Comparatively. Well, okay. We need to practice this. Yeah, saying fast, think fast because of the speaking test. So nation, we're comparatively low. So comparatively, we don't need comparatively at all, but it makes things nicer. It's an adverb. Yeah, it makes things finished. So after you add an adverb, you cannot add anything else. But without an adverb, you can always add an adverb. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when you have no adverb, you can always add it. But when there is already an adverb, there's nothing else to add.
Nothing else to
And I mean, like, so like a sentence can be very simple, And to finish it, you can add an adverb, yeah, to make it like
Yes.
more complete. So it can be
Yeah.
already complete even without an adverb. But with an adverb, it's more complete, like fully complete. Yeah, that's it. So here we have comparatively. What does that mean comparatively?
To compare.
Just, yeah, like look at the rest. Everything else so much higher. Yeah, ours is too small. So you could just say low, but it doesn't capture that, right? If you just say we're low, you can still say it without comparatively. But if we look at arts only and we never look at other donations, we don't know if it's low, right?
Yes.
So that's why you have comparatively, because you have many in the diagram. You have many of them, and you can say, you know for sure that it's low because others have high and higher. That's why it's comparatively. And again, my favorite structure. It stayed the same, yeah. They didn't say same, just staying at the in this and that. But you can say staying the same at about. And then another ing, pretty much similar, right? Then ing, staying and then rising. Actually, without and, just then rising to around. So you need to like rotate between around, approximately, and well, actually, we have double around here, right? Around and around, but you can, yeah, about here we have about. Yeah. Read for me, please, the whole paragraph.
Health funding rose from about
From
6,000.
is
Health funding rose from about 6,000 in 2012 to 7,000 in 2013.
wait. Do we have an adverb here? In this part?
Yes.
Where?
After rose.
There's no adverb?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking, is there an adverb?
No.
No, so what can we do?
But
An adverb is to make it more complete, yeah? So, what adverb fits here?
rose steadily.
What?
Rose slightly.
Perfect. How to say perfect in Japanese? Let me remember. Do I remember that? How do people say? I remember gambatte, but it's not relevant really. Yeah. How to say perfect? Like well done, like perfect.
Kampeki.
Kampeki, yes, yes. I actually know that word. I know that. Kampeki. Yeah, perfect. Well, so next.
Reaching approximately 9,000 in 2014, making it the second largest recipient
Receipt.
recipient
Yeah. Recipient, yeah.
recipient in the final year. Wildlife also increased gradually from around 3 to 5,000. Donations to the arts were compara- com- compara-
Slowly.
comparatively
Yes, when you're confused, always slow down, no problem.
Low. Staying at about 2.5 thousand in 2012 and 2013, then rising to around 4,000 in 2014.
That's it. So this is here we have talked about everything pretty much. Yeah. So all the numbers, all the years for all 6 categories, they are all here. So we have talked about every single number. So that's not always the best, like because the core of the task is just take the most important things, right? But because it's so hard sometimes to pick here, and you don't want to waste time, you can just do this. Just basically talk about everything one by one. Yeah. But if you skip something, it's not a big deal because, again, the task is to just talk about the main things. So if you talk about half of them, it's fine. And if you get completely lost, what do you remember? All right, you don't remember how to write any of this. You suddenly forget. Then what do? You write about what?
Write about everything.
Well, no, yeah, you can write everything like one by one, like this here. Or you can just talk about the highest,
Highest, lowest, and biggest changes.
biggest changes. What else can you say? Second highest, second
Second,
lowest, second biggest change, yeah. And also
second biggest change.
fluctuation up and down, yeah, fluctuations. You can talk about that. And finally, talk about
Same.
everything that remained the same. Yeah, so again, if you forget everything, you don't remember anything suddenly, but you need to write, what do you write about in the body paragraphs?
The highest, the lowest, the biggest changes, the second highest, second lowest, fluctuation, and remaining the same.
And there's one more thing you need to make it to follow the task's requirement. What do you need? Do you report on all of that? And you need to
Paragraphs.
paragraphs separate into paragraphs. Yeah, you need to be smart about it. Like something easy. Choose easy for yourself. Yeah, easiest. No time wasted. You have no time to choose. Pick something fastest. And then what else do you need for the requirement of the task? So you report on everything you've just mentioned. You already talk about that. You need to compare them. Yeah,
Yes.
you need to compare those things. That's it. But I want you to try and use this structure for the second and first paragraph on another task 1. So what can we do? You can do it like this. Have this, like write it out, the structure on paper. So you don't need to put in like 6 or 7 or something. You can if it helps you. Or you can just say like lower and higher so you don't get confused, because we have like comparatively low or like rising or dropping, yeah, whatever. So create a structure for yourself out of this paragraph and this. Yeah, we have 2 paragraphs. You make the structure. And then you go and you write another test. Yeah. And you have this paper near you. You have a bit of a cheating there. Yeah. You have cheating. This structure that you make on paper only, not in the document. You have it with you and you use it. You try to use as many things as you can, like basically copy into your writing. But you need to try to find something kind of similar to this. So you can check a few tests. If they are very different, then you try to find something similar. Or you can try to challenge yourself. You know, challenge?
Yes.
You can challenge yourself and apply the structure to something completely different too. Maybe it works. Yeah. So the point is like this. Yeah. That's your homework. In addition to everything else. So just now, please, right after the lesson, write it out, take a picture, send it to me in WhatsApp. You have I know, can you do it within 30 minutes now? Within 30 minutes, can you do that?
Yes.
Just the structure photo to me, and the next time you write, you
cheat.
use it. Yeah, kind of cheat, but you use that thing to practice better. But task 1, you write like the regular way. I mean, you don't really need it for task 2. That's it, and you don't get any extra homework. We will, of course, check this later too. This very good. You have this one checked already, yeah? So you keep writing. And that's it. More and more. Do you want to start a new document because the previous one is too laggy?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can. I'll send it to you in WhatsApp. Yeah, and we meet tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
This one is a bit too laggy already. Too much stuff in it. Document 6. I shared with you. With the comment. Okay. So you can start your work here in the new document. Questions?
No.
Really? Nothing else to say? So write down the homework in case you forget, and do the structure. That's all. All right. Thank you for coming. We'll
Thank
meet
you.
tomorrow at 4. Yeah. And it's
Yes.
the New Year's coming. Did you get any gifts for Christmas?
For my parents.
In general? From
In general, yes. Yeah. From.
boyfriend?
No.
No? Best friend? Nozomi?
Yeah.
Yeah? What did she give you?
I received glove. Gloves.
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 I thought you said globe. Okay, gloves. Okay.
Gloves.
Like regular or especially like
This one.
oh no, these are not gloves. Not gloves. Mittens.
No, it's gloves.
Really?
I also
So
thought it mittens.
I thought it were well it was. I thought it was mittens.
It was mittens, but
Can you show me?
the inside is
Yes, I know what you mean. Inside you have fingers, right? Fingers? I mean for fingers inside or not?
no, no.
So that's mitten. Why not mittens then?
Mittens is for cooking, right?
No, they are the same. Mittens is for cooking, and this is also mittens. The mittens is just doesn't have fingers.
Mm.
So if it doesn't have fingers, it's basically mittens. So yeah, it's still mittens. Wow, those look amazing. Must be expensive, right? They look like something good. Is she rich?
I don't.
Very nice. And did you give her anything back?
Yeah, I gave a scarf.
Oh, nice. What color?
Green.
I also see you have some sort of let's say handprints at the back of the room. What is that? Like this?
Yeah,
What is that for?
for just memory
From when?
from